Darkness was falling, and it was late at night. An old and eerie mansion stood in the middle of the forest. The mansion had been abandoned for decades, and people said strange things happened there. But a journalist, Ethan, who was always in search of the truth, wanted to uncover the secrets of this place. One night, Ethan entered the mansion with his camera and flashlight. As soon as he stepped inside, a strange chill ran through his body. The walls were old, covered with cobwebs and ivy. With every step, he felt like someone was watching him, but his curiosity pushed him forward. Inside, the sound of an old clock echoed, tick-tock. This sound made the eerie silence even more haunting. Ethan entered a room where there was a large mirror. He took a picture of the mirror with his camera. As soon as he clicked the picture, he felt like there was a shadow in the mirror. But when he turned around, there was no one. He thought it was just his imagination and moved on. He noticed an old wardrobe slightly ajar. He opened it to take a closer look. Inside were some old books. He picked one up, and its cover was stained with dried blood. The book had a name written on it, Anna. When he started flipping through its pages, he found strange pictures and writings in an unknown language. Suddenly, a gust of wind blew, and the mansion's door slammed shut. Ethan panicked but decided to stay and continue exploring. He started shining his flashlight into every corner of the mansion. Then, he heard a strange laugh coming from a nearby room. It was soft but bone-chilling. Ethan mustered his courage and approached the room. Inside, he saw an old doll sitting on a chair. Its face was half-burned, and its eyes had an eerie gleam. As he moved closer, the doll suddenly shifted. He turned around, but there was no one. In his panic, he dropped his camera. When he picked it up, the screen displayed the face of a screaming woman. But when he turned the camera off and back on, there was nothing. Ethan's heart was pounding. He thought it was best to leave. But when he reached the mansion's main door, it wouldn't budge. He pushed with all his strength, but the door remained locked. Then, he heard footsteps behind him. He quickly walked toward another exit. In the mansion's old basement, he found a door slightly open. When he entered, he saw a large circle drawn on the floor. In the center of the circle was a statue of a woman, her hands covered in what looked like blood. Around the statue, candles flickered eerily. Suddenly, a woman emerged from behind the statue. Her face was pale, her eyes pitch black. She slowly started walking toward Ethan. His legs froze. He couldn't move. The woman let out a piercing scream that echoed through every corner of the mansion. With great effort, Ethan managed to break free from his paralysis and ran as fast as he could. While running, Ethan stumbled upon a hidden door behind a bookshelf. Terrified, he pushed the door open to reveal a hidden study. The room was filled with old documents and photographs. One photograph caught his eye, a group of people standing in front of the mansion. Their faces were blurred, except for one, a woman who looked exactly like the statue in the basement. Ethan realized this woman must have been connected to the mansion's dark history. He found a journal on the desk and began to read it. The entries described strange rituals performed in the mansion. The journal mentioned the name Anna repeatedly. The final entry read, "She will return when the circle is complete." Ethan heard whispers growing louder with every passing second. He grabbed the journal and ran out of the room. The mansion seemed to change as he moved. Hallways stretched longer. Doors led to unfamiliar rooms. He finally reached a staircase leading to the attic. With no other option, he climbed up. The attic was filled with old furniture covered in sheets, but in the center was a chest. Ethan opened it to find a collection of personal items, a locket and a letter. The letter spoke of betrayal, revenge, and an unfinished ritual. As Ethan held the locket, he felt a sudden gust of wind. He turned to see the pale woman standing at the top of the stairs, her eyes glowing. She whispered, "You shouldn't have come here," before vanishing into thin air. Ethan bolted down the stairs, clutching the journal and locket. He finally found the front door, which creaked open as if inviting him to leave. He didn't hesitate and ran out into the night, not stopping until he was far from the mansion. When Ethan returned home that night, he decided to tell people about the mansion. But when he checked the footage on his camera, there was nothing there. Everything he had experienced was never recorded. The journal, however, remained as proof of his terrifying ordeal. That night remained etched in Ethan's memory, a haunting experience he could never forget. The mansion secret, however, was far from over.